sports are really important vehicles for relationships.
We have purpose. We have a why. We bring people together. We connect.
I feel like God is our greatest supporter and our greatest coach.
Welcome to Rabbi on the Sidelines. This is Rabbi Erez Sherman of Sinai Temple. Today we're going to talk about getting to Israel. Many people go on birthright. Many people go for their bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah for the first time. But not many people get to Israel by being a competitive wrestler. Our next guest, Aaron Galef from San Francisco State, will be going to Israel for the Maccabees games for the first time as a wrestler. Aaron, it's so great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So let's first start about that wrestling journey as a young person in Paul Revere Middle School right out here in Los Angeles. What brought you to the sport of wrestling?
I did a lot of sports in middle school: basketball, baseball, football. I have a twin and an older brother. They were doing the same sports as me. During my 8th grade year, I tried out for the basketball team at Paul Revere, and I didn't make it. And I was very upset, but I wanted to still be in a sport, be athletic. So I looked at the club organization. They have like a pamphlet of sports that you can do. And I saw wrestling was on there, and I said, why not? I was under 5 feet at that time and weighing only 80 pounds. So I knew I wasn't big, but I was still fast, agile, and strong for my size. So I tried it out.
So you tried it out, you made the team, and then fast forward to high school. What point did you realize that maybe I could take this sport of wrestling to an even greater level and become a college athlete?
I didn't even think personally my technique was good enough for the college level. I just had a lot of grit and a lot of heart. I made it to the state tournament my junior year, and I won the city section. So top one from the city of Los Angeles, they go to state. So after I won that, and I didn't have the best technique, just basically won from just wanting it more. I worked so hard that year, cut a lot of weight. And I just knew I had to be there. And after that experience, I said, you know what? I want to do this at the next level. I think I have what it takes. Might not have the technique now, but my heart will take me and my dedication will take me where I need to go.
So not many people are really familiar with competitive wrestling. What are the keys and skills that you need to be just an amazing wrestler to, I don't want to say take down the opponent, but to achieve victory?
For the sport, you obviously need strength. I think cardio is a big culprit to success. Technique, obviously, but I think a lot of it comes from the heart. You know, you have to put yourself in horrible and very challenging positions each day, and to overcome that adversity, I think, is the main ingredient for success.
And so now you're a college athlete, which not many of us get to do. Only young kids dream about doing that. And then at what moment do you realize, oh my gosh, this sport, and by the way, the Maccabees games come from the Maccabees, right? Which is all about defeating people. When did you realize that, wow, this can take me to the land of Israel for the first time in my life?
So my head coach at San Francisco State, Jason Welch, he brought it up to me. I knew about it before, but, you know, didn't really take the necessary steps forward to go. And he said it was a great tournament, and I should really consider about going. I was good enough. I had a great freestyle tournament in this August, and really thought I could win it. So I said, you know, I'm down to wrestle anytime, any place, and the rest is history.
And so you're going to Israel. What has been the process besides the wrestling piece of preparing for a trip of a lifetime like this? And what will it mean to represent America in Israel for these Maccabees games, which haven't happened in a couple of years?
Yeah, so just preparing, you know, mentally, I got to stay on top of my schoolwork. Finals are in 2 weeks, so that, you know, it's a big culprit to keeping myself mentally in check. Just keeping my diet right. You know, I'm basically eating the same thing, doing the right things each day. And what was the other question?
So what will it mean for you to represent America in the land of Israel through these Maccabees games?
Yeah, I mean, it's gives me that extra push, you know, on our last sprints in practice. I'm like, I'm not just doing this for me, I'm doing it for the whole USA, and just representing myself is just a little portion of it. But I love that that extra push that I can get, that extra 1 rep when I'm doing shoulder press, or that extra sprint, it just means that much more to me.
And so what are you looking forward most to, either visiting or seeing, or you can only imagine it right now? If you have seen it on TV or the internet, but what are you looking forward to outside of wrestling when you walk those that land of Israel?
Honestly, I'm just super excited to meet the new teammates, and just have really good shared experiences. I'm not really looking at one specific spot, but I've never met anyone on the team. So just, meeting these new guys and coaches will be really exciting.
And so many people sit here with me at bar mitzvah students or bat mitzvah students, and they want to be a professional dancer, a professional basketball player, a professional baseball player. Give us your advice to our young people who might want to go into the field of sport of wrestling.
Man, it's hard. It's really hard. You got to keep your head down, keep on grinding. A lot of times you don't get the result you want. You take losses a lot, and you just got to learn from it, have a growth mindset, and just keep on working and keep on working. And success in wrestling is not linear. It doesn't just go straight up. You have a lot of downs, a lot of ups though. And those ups feel so good, and they keep you going.
So talk about maybe some of those downs. What does that mean? Is that just getting pinned on the mat, or is it realize when do you say, you know what, I'm not giving up. I'm going to achieve those ups as well?
Taking losses in the practice room and in tournaments. My freshman year, I took 11 losses. This year, even in college, I took a handful of losses, overtime losses, where our team was neck and neck with the other team, and just taking those losses. And, you don't have just one match every weekend. You have to repeatedly come back and wrestle more matches if you want to get the goal that you want. It's really hard to look at yourself in the mirror after a tournament and say you gave it your all too. So yeah, just staying positive is such an important tool. And I use this app called Headspace. I have sports psychologists that help me out with this whole process. I am not some tough guy. I might look like a tough guy, but I need to talk through, how I feel and how to bounce back from sometimes these hard losses.
So how much of it is a mental sport versus a physical sport? Like, yes, you can do the weight gain or the weight loss, eat the right things, etc. But you just talked about the headspace. How much of it, when you are on that mat, or more importantly, when you're in that training room, is it, you know what, my body might not be able to do one more, but my mind can. I'm going to get there.
Yeah, I think the mental side of it is about 80% of it. And
Wow.
I think people don't train it 80% of the time. I think they only do maybe 10 to 20% of mental games. But wrestling mindset on Instagram too. I watch them on a basically a daily basis, and they really help me get my mind frame right. They do challenges every day to keep my mental in check. So yeah, I mean, mindset is such a big deal, because for the first period, technique and strength are in the window, but for the second and third periods, it's all mindset. Your body's tired, your mind's tired. You got to lock in and, push as hard as you can and get the job done, get your hand raised.
And what lessons has what wrestling taught you? How have those lessons been brought into your own real life, or how can they be brought into the real world today as well? Not everybody's on the wrestling mat, but everybody is struggling with those 80% mental choices that we do every day.
Yeah. So one thing that I do every day, and that my assistant coach, Anthony Mancini, has taught me, is there's the right choice all the time. There's the easy choice and the hard choice. You want to make every single choice you make the hard choice and the right choice. So every day when I'm, tired after practice, let's just give an example like that. Do I go, say, oh, I've lost 4 pounds for this practice. Am I going to, eat a burger or have a salad, making the easy choice, play video games with my friends at night, or get that sleep that I really need to recover for the next day. So going on for schoolwork as well, this is what I use it for a lot. It's do I, go out and hang out with my friends, or do I get ahead in schoolwork? And I really saw the jumps in my academics this year. I got a
Wow.
4.0 last semester, which I was really happy about. And yeah, just every day I just ask myself, is this the hard choice and the right choice I'm making?
So, speaking about hard choices and right choices, I know that you made the right choice to go to Israel with Maccabi and represent the United States in Israel with wrestling. When you speak with your friends who maybe are not Jewish or who've never really heard of Israel about this experience that you're about to have, what have you shared with them, and maybe what have they shared with you? Are they hesitant? Are they perhaps ambivalent? How has that conversation gone? Because now you don't represent just San Francisco State, but you represent the Jewish people. What has
Yeah.
that been like?
So basically, I have, a good friend that from back home, and we talk about this a lot. He's not really familiar with the Israel land, and, with the social climate that's going on, he always asks, is it safe to go there? Is this like an okay experience? He looks out for me and I look out for him, and I explain to him, we're in a good social climate right now. I feel safe with, the group that I'm going with. And yeah, I'm just super excited. I tell him, that I have this opportunity that doesn't come too often to just represent, not just myself, but a greater thing. And yeah, just he knows I'm gonna do the right things. And he always asks me, he'll text me late at night. He's like, did you do the right thing today? Did you make the right choices? Reflect on your day. Tell me, we bounce back ideas all the time. And yeah, he keeps me in check, even though he's never really understood, the Maccabee whole process.
So I found you and got to connect with you, not through your coach, but in fact through your grandparents, who I know are so proud of you, members of Sinai Temple here. What does this mean to your family? And what will this mean to when you come back to share this experience with them as well?
This probably means a lot to my grandparents and family. First of all, none of my brothers, they all both competed in high school, not in college. And I'm competing because of my religion, which is something just greater. And they really appreciate that. And all of the sacrifices that they've made to get me here is it's a pat on their back. 2 years ago, I tore my MCL and my meniscus. I was out for 4 months. I had that COVID little break of a year. And this year I tore my LCL on my other leg. So I was out for months on end, rehab every day, just doing the other right things. And, them saying, paying the money for the rehab and, making sure I'm, well fed, keeping my diet in check, all of that extra money, it's now coming and worth it.
A true investment. We are so thrilled that we have the opportunity to chat with Aaron Galef from San Francisco State Wrestling, a Maccabi wrestler representing the United States of America in the land of Israel. We cannot wait. And when you say hard choice, right choice, that, my friend, is the message of the Maccabees. It was not easy in the times, and Hanukkah is a wonderful story of getting presents and lighting candles, but it's more than that. It's exactly what you said. The Maccabees made a hard choice, but they made the right choice. Because of what they did, you're doing what you're doing, and we cannot wait to, when you come back, that you can share with us, our audience of Rabbi on the Sidelines, of what it meant to represent this great country of America and our Jewish homeland, the land of Israel. Aaron, we wish you luck, and we look forward to following your journey in the land of Israel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And if I have just a second, I want to just thank, all my coaches from LA, Mark Munoz, Max Oldenburg. These are two coaches that they've really helped me. These are the two backbones of people who got me there, as well as my coaches here, Jason Welch and Anthony Mancini, and just my teammates, especially my team captain, Mason Boutain. He really helped me get in check, and he's getting me ready for this amazing experience.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Aaron, and we look forward to watching your journey.
Thank you.